Hey, it's Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and it is Tuesday, it's July 28th. This will be our chart lesson for today. And we had a really wild rally here today. Um, you know, not really sure what set this off, but we really don't care. All we care is it's going up, and we want to be on board with it and go with it. So, um, nice trading day, lots of entries, really. Lots of opportunities today, but you only had to catch one or two of these, and just about every one of them had a runner on it that you could have ridden all the way to the top. So uh, let's back out a little bit, but you can see we started trending down like it might be a similar day as yesterday, and then all of a sudden we found support around the 2062, 2063 area, and it was all uphill until we kind of leveled off late this afternoon. So I'm going to back out, make the chart a little easier to see, and talk about the trades, and we'll move on. Um, the price action was really straightforward today. This two-tiered channel is easy to see. You got a close outside here, and basically two legs down to a new low, and you got a short-term one coming down here, a break, two legs down. You got a short-term one moving up here, a break, a couple of legs up. And then this one kind of overshot the upper side multiple times. It's possible that maybe this is a little higher, and maybe the midline is just a tad higher like that. Um, I actually like that fit better. So, um, but anyway, let's back out and back over to the left and talk about the trades. Um, we were working up here. There's a tight channel working up. There's a break. Then we moved higher. Um, and really what you have here is kind of a double top. And this is a failed break higher, pulls back, and then gives you a second entry short. There's enough room to get out before you get back to the EMA there. You might use a limit order, but that's so bearish that I like just entering that one right there. Knowing that it'll probably come back to the EMA. I'll get my scalp, and you never know. Sometimes it just takes off, but it didn't. It pulls back, and if you didn't enter here, you definitely wanted to enter here because now you got a failed second entry long, and look at that bearish reversal bar. You know you trapped people. Just go short right there, and that did confirm that shorter term trend line right there. Um, and then this is like a little breakout pullback short, but there's too much congestion right there. I really didn't like it. So when we broke out of the congestion and pulled back and tested it, that's a breakout pullback short. When it went lower again right there, I liked going short there. Um, I would have liked it even better if it would have broke higher and then turned down, but it didn't. And this turned out to be a really bearish move. If you didn't get it, if you didn't have a stop already there, put your limit order there, and notice it would have come back and filled it right here, and you would have got in here a little later, but you would have got in here right off the trend line again, knowing that prices are probably going to pull back and test that area again. And so if you didn't enter here, if you didn't enter on a stop, you could have used the limit order, and it would have come back and filled you here, and you'd still got your scalp. Um, Then we get our break right here, and this is close enough to be two legs back, but I didn't like this setup here. If you'd had a much more bearish bar, maybe, or if it had broken higher here and then turned down, maybe. But then you're getting so close to the lows, and now you got a break of this shorter term channel. So I think you're better off just to sit tight and wait on a correction. And look what happens here. It bounces off the low. It goes right on through the EMA, pulls back and tests it, and keeps going higher. And we got a little close outside a new high here. It was tempting to go short there, but when prices couldn't break lower here, then you got 4 or 5 bars stacked up in another doji. That's congestion or a trading range, and so you need to wait on like a breakout pullback short, which comes right here. We break lower, pull back, turn down, just go short right there. A nice quick easy move. There's a failed second entry long right there. Um, but it doesn't break below, and then it closes as a doji, and then you got 3 bars stacked up there. And so I wasn't crazy about that one. If you wanted to take a limit order here, maybe. So that one you might could circle it green because it is likely to trap some people, but it just is not a very good setup. It doesn't. I don't think it fooled a lot of people, as you can see. Um, you just don't want to go short down here at these lows, in my opinion. You got to go short right there at the low. You need a little bigger correction. Um, but it's similar to this pattern here, so you just don't have as good a signal bar. This signal bar closed in the upper half, and so that's what I didn't really like about it. Um, it's just not a very good setup. But if you saw it, it does confirm the trend line. It is a failed second entry long. Um, and if you used a limit order, it would have worked. I think if you used a stop, it may not have even worked if you used a stop. Let me just see. Entry would have been 64.50. It would have been a 4-tick failure. You had to get in at the low, which you could have, because it did break lower and it did bounce around there a little bit. But if you waited, you got a better pullback right here. Notice this new low, first entry pullback. Look at that second entry short with a big bearish bar. Nice entry. And then you get a failed second entry long. Um, but the bar, you got to have a stop that's so big. And we did get a break here with this retest, and we found support at that same low. So you don't want to be going short right into that. So for that matter, I think you were better off to skip this one. Maybe use a limit order, and if you did, it would have come back here and filled you all the way back up into here, and then you get an easy scalp. So that would be the only way I would enter that one. I just think it's better. You're better off to skip it. And then we bounce here. Look how we kind of shoot through the EMA, turn, pull back, shoot up again, pull back and test it, shoot up again, and then you get your failed second entry short there. So I like that one. That's a reversal type pattern. And it takes it a minute, but then it's off to the races. And this is like a little two-legged move back. It didn't get back to the trend line. So that was the reason I was a little bit leery of it. It's a bullish reversal bar right off the EMA, and on this chart it's really a first entry, but you can see the leg down, a little correction, and the next move down, and then it bounces, and there are 2 measured legs. If you're being really aggressive, you might take that long. I'm not going to make it blue because it's too many times you'll get trapped there and it'll pull back and touch the line and then go. And if you draw your little trend line, that's the first close outside of it. So, it didn't fit the trend line rules. There's just a lot of reasons not to want to take that trade. But the market was looking pretty bullish at this point, and aggressive traders probably going to take that. And there is a little double bottom across there, so you could treat it like a little failed break lower. Remember, whenever you can find more than one reason to enter a trade, that proves your odds, and you can see that little double bottom and a little failed break lower. But that made a lower low than here and here, and then you get a first entry short, pull back. There's really your second entry's there, but that's still all one up move, even though it ticked back there. Notice how there's not a lower high, so this is really like your failed second entry short. At least I treated this one like it, and I like that one. I don't like entering here. You got to enter at the very high of the day to get in there. Here you get a couple of ticks back, and this thing just takes off. I really thought we would get a nice setup here, but notice how it never would tick lower here and give you that failed second entry short before it went higher. You could almost treat this like one. If you went to a smaller chart, you probably would see a failed second entry short here, but you got to go long at the high of the day again, and we've had a pretty good move up, so I think it's too risky. Wait on a better setup, which comes right here. Notice the move down and bounce off the trend line. There's your first entry counting off this low, counting this way. And it's a second entry really counting the other way. There, you pull back, you got a first entry, then it goes lower, and it breaks back out the upper side, the same thing. So it's a second entry counting both ways. Then you get your failed second entry short. Again, you're having to go long at the high of the day to get long here, but it went lower first and then broke out the upper side. And this thing is, by now, it's a really strong market, and it's obvious. And so a trap like that, you want to take it. And of course, it's good. And then you get another little pullback here, which that's like a little trading range. And notice all those stacked up, and you get that little failed tick lower, and it turns up. It's not a great setup, but it's a little trap there, and so aggressive trader might want to take that one. And you make a double top. You finally get your break here of this two-tiered channel, and you get a first entry, pull back second entry. But that's really what this is. This is another little congestion area. You don't want to go long out of that. Even though we're looking for a retest of the high, you got a second entry here. The only reason you might take this is because it's a little small bar and you get in with low risk. But that meets, everything's below the EMA now, and that meets the criteria for congestion or a trading range. And usually what happens is it breaks out and it fails and comes back, and that's exactly what happened. It shot all the way up to the upper trend line. This actually confirmed, this touch here confirmed these first two swings. But I like this for a short because this is a failed second entry. Even though it really would have been a good scalp, you can treat it like a failed second entry long. And look at that bearish reversal right off the trend line. I like that setup. Quick, easy one. And then that got you, that was just at the 2 o'clock hour, so didn't mark anything after that. You can see that that's actually right at 2 o'clock, the last minute or so of the 2 o'clock witching hour, which is when I usually like to cut things off. So, and you can see nothing much happened after that, and that's the reason I don't like to trade after 2 o'clock. So, but yeah, interesting day. And one thing I would have been looking for, once we started going higher, you could come over here and measure that leg and bring it over here, and you can see we actually outdid that. But that would have given you your first target, minimum target of 2083, 84 area, and we actually went about 4.5 points higher than that. So just remember, price action works on every level, so you can always look for measured moves and things as well. So good trading day. You could just about, as long as you stayed with the trend, this is what I like to, this is a good learning example. If you're steadily trying to get short and pick highs here, you're getting burned all the way. But guess what? If you could make a mistake here, if you're buying with the trend and still make money, because none of these backed up more than a couple of points. So you might make a little mistake here and enter on a bad trade, but you're still a winner. And so when you get good trends like this, just look for reasons to enter and get on board with it and go. This is a nice, strong trend. I hadn't seen one like that to the upside lately, so it was nice to see it today. Wish we'd get more days like this. But anyway, I hope you had a good trading day. I'm going to wrap it up and get out of here. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow. This is Mack with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.